Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I wanted to share with you all some screenshots that were recently posted on Final Fantasy XIV's Facebook page. Now, the reason why I'm not showing them right away at the start of the video is because I do consider a lot of these screenshots pretty spoilerific for patch 3.2. Obviously, we don't have anything concrete, but we can take some of the information that we have and put it together in certain ways. So if you're afraid of potential guesstimate spoiler kind of things, I don't even know how to put it, then you may want to click away from the video now. I'll give you a few seconds to do so. Alright, so if you decided to stick around after that little warning right there, let's go through the screenshots right away. Now, the first screenshot we have here is actually not it's actually not a screenshot, it's actually artwork for the patch 3.2, which is titled Gears of Change. Now, if you didn't already know this, the character you're seeing on the screen right now is none other than our very own Minfilia, who we last saw in patch 2.55. You can see that she appears to kind of be struggling, kind of not, but she's being chained together, and it looks like she's being chained by Heidelin herself. Now, it's hard to tell, based on the coloring, especially for me, someone who's colorblind, whether that's Heidelin or if she's actually being chained by Zodiark, another giant dark crystal, or at least we can assume that he would take this form for the sake of the artwork. But there's a lot that's different here. Minfilia looks completely different, hence the name of the patch, Gears of Change, but obviously that's not the only thing about the patch that's going to be changing. There's also some in-game artwork of some of the characters. You can see Minfilia's, that's what she'll look like in-game with her in-game character outfit. On top of that, they also showcased, Thancred again. We know what he looks like. And the two remaining brothers of House Fortemps. We don't really need to see them much anymore. We already know what they look like, really. The next more interesting artwork is actually this in-game screenshot of Minfilia floating in front of Heidelin. Now, it's been long since suspected that ever since Heidelin contacted Minfilia back in patch 2.55, that in some way Minfilia has probably been residing alongside Heidelin in the livestream, or wherever it is precisely that Heidelin is. I have a feeling that we're actually going to be traveling to this location through the Anti-Tower, which I'll explain the lore of in a little bit. Once we get to the screenshots of the Anti-Tower, we'll talk about that a little bit more. We also have some screenshots of some other characters. You can see Thancred is fighting with one of the Fortemps brothers. I can't remember their first names. You also have Kryl, who I hate pronouncing her name. I really wish I could just call her Krill. On top of that, you have this interesting picture. Now, those of you who may remember the end of patch 3.1, when Urianger was being shown that book, which I know Ethis is going to kill me for not saying the name of, but I'm just going to avoid it right now because I'm too tired to remember. You remember we saw a pair of boots, and Ethis and I kind of got into it, whether that was Minfilia or Alice. And yes, the boots definitely belong to Alice. The fact that there are two hot cups right here, it's likely that Alphino may be talking to Alice and figuring out exactly what is going on in terms of what Alice knows and what she knows is happening to Urianger. There's a bunch of people Alphino could be having a hot cup of cocoa or tea or whatever it is, but it's, in my opinion, most likely Alice, who is going to be returning to the main story, I feel. I hope to see her return to the main story, especially after our adventures together in the Binding Coil, though she'll likely not refer to it. After that, we get a bunch of dungeon screenshots. Now, the Anti-Tower, which literally looks like the Anti-Tower, it's upside down. It's just a crazy-looking tower. Now, I'm going to read you an excerpt that I read right for the dungeon preview. In all of creation, what greater mystery could there be than the fate of this very star? To sound the deepest depths, to study the ethereal sea itself, for these purposes and more was the Anti-Tower built. Abandoned by her Shirlayan caretakers following the Exodus, it has since been overrun by the magical guardians they left behind. Yet were one blessed with her gift to brave these dangers and descend to the furthest reaches to hear, feel, and think at the heart of this world, what would they find? Now, hear, feel, think is very clearly a reference to Heidelin. So the Anti-Tower is likely a direct path, as it kind of tells us here, that literally leads to the ethereal sea. The Anti-Tower also probably goes underground or into an alternate dimension of sorts. It's hard to really tell, but the video of it seems to imply that the regular rules of our world don't really apply here. It is truly a Shirlayan masterpiece when it comes to its architecture and its function as well. So, on top of that, we have some other screenshots of the bosses or enemies that'll be in there. Some of its guardians, the Anti-Tower. You can see a lot of the halls just look upside down. You have a bunch of Poragos here, which is going to be great. Looks like there's, I don't know, maybe 20 of them. We could count heads right now. It's closer to like 13 of them. Then we also have pictures of the lost city of Amdapor, which we're just going to be finding out what happened after Diablos left. He's not here anymore, but something's got to be going on here. And there's not really much more to say about this. We'll find out more about the lost city of Amdapor and the secrets that it is holding as we go deeper into the city. And I believe those are all the screenshots we have here, but I really wanted to cover these and show you guys these real quick. I have a feeling the story in this patch is going to be massive, with Alexander no doubt being the actual inspiration to Gears of Change, and also the amount of changes coming to the game itself. There's always like 5 or 6 meanings whenever we get one of these patch names, so I'm looking forward to the story in this patch. Hopefully it's longer than 45 minutes like it was in the last patch. Let me know what you think about these screenshots. How do you feel like Minfilia is going to play into the story? How do you think her return is going to go? Do you think this patch is going to have good story? What other things do you think Gears of Change might actually be referring to? And, well, just give me your overall thoughts of what you saw here. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date with all the latest Final Fantasy XIV news, guides, everything that you need. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, take care.